Okay, obviously, proud of the win and our fight in the second half. Not excited about how we played in the first half. Just really poor football in the first half all the way around. The penalties especially showed up. A lot of long drives that we couldn't get Kansas off the field, and a lot of that because of penalties. Several missed opportunities offensively, and obviously, the first half, I just had the fastest first half I've ever been a part of. And so we had to bow up, obviously, the second half, and we did that. We played better on all three sides in the second half. And I give our team credit for rising up. Again, I don't care who you're playing. If you don't seize momentum early in a road football game, you're going to be in for a dogfight, and we were. So I think Kansas deserves a lot of credit. They made some really nice plays. I thought they were very efficient offensively. Did a few things that obviously gave us trouble, and had a good plan. So, it's for this team, we've kind of figured out our personality a little bit. I mean, our personality is we could finish with the best of them, but it's frustrating for us of how much we put ourselves, I think, in position, especially not playing our best early in games where we have to finish. And we have to finish all the time, but we need to finish well to win games. So we're going to keep battling with it. I think we had a good visit in there right after the game. I think our guys know what we need to do, but it's time for us to start, closing the gaps and playing a little bit better here and more consistently. So that is what it is. I mean, I think we're still a very capable football team. There's no question. And we'll be excited to have a chance to get some guys back. And I think that's got to be our spark right here, is a combination of getting some of these guys back. We're obviously pretty thin in a lot of areas today. We've got to get guys back. The guys that are playing have got to play at a high level. We've got to coach at a high level. Our times when we're not playing well, it's close, but we're tired of being close. We got to push it over the edge. And this is obviously, we're getting here, back half of the season. This is the time we got to do it. So again, proud of the win. Don't take them for granted. Know we have to be a lot better.
Okay, start with questions. Go to Ryan Aber.
Yeah, Lincoln, you used the word frustrated there. What was maybe the most frustrating part about the start of this game for your defense that you saw out there? And did you see something like this coming as far as being flat either this week in practice? You mentioned needing to be elite late in the week after the light day Monday, or even before the game today.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we practiced good. I wouldn't characterize our practices as alarming, but I wouldn't characterize them as like unbelievable either. And that's what we need. I mean, so I told the guys, we need to be walking off the press field saying, dang, that was an unbelievable practice. We were having to pull those guys off. And I haven't seen that. I haven't seen them terrible. I've seen his practice terrible here, and it wasn't that either. So, where all it lies, I'm going to still, get a chance to talk to players individually, other coaches, obviously get a chance to see the film. But I mean, I think the intent early was fine. Just the focus level early was just really poor. I mean, the penalties especially. I mean, we kept Kansas in great position offensively solely off penalties. I mean, I think we jumped off sides 4 times. Mental errors. Again, it's just so much of this is our doing, and the toughest opponent that we got right now is ourselves, and we beat ourselves too much, and it's bad football, and we did it on all 3 sides, certainly in the first half. Again, ended up being a crazy low possession deal. And when you get in those, if you don't play well in those possessions, again, you're just going to have limited opportunities on both sides. And so, kind of similar to some of the halves that we had, kind of early in the year, or kind of mid-year. So again, a ton of resiliency to bounce back. Again, that's, people think that's just going to happen. That ain't easy. I mean, I don't care who you're playing, where you're playing. If you're not playing well or you're getting beat, to be able to flip it is not easy, and especially not easy on the road. So again, I love the way we finish, and damn, if we'll ever figure out how to play a complete game combined with the way this team could finish, we could have something. But that's it's going to be on us and how bad that we want to become that complete team, because the way we finish is elite, but we got to, we're going to have to bring the rest of it around here pretty quick.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Lincoln, I wanted to ask you, can you talk about the decision to go for it on 4th and 1 in your own territory? And
Eric, you cut out there.
Eric was asking about the decision to go for it on fourth down and Caleb Williams' play there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, both of them, Eric, or just one of them? I think they were both forced. So, yeah, both of them. I mean, yeah, I mean, I think when you've got a guy back there like that you know, you feel like is a accomplished runner, or a runner that can make some things happen. It gives you, you know, a little bit more versatility with your calls, and just, you know, it's kind of like having a really good tailback. A lot of times with a really good tailback, you feel like he can handle at least one free guy, and so Caleb's shown that ability to be pretty tough to stop in short yardage. And I'll have to go back and look at him. I know we busted one assignment on the I think on the first one, maybe that Caleb ended up popping. I know that's why there was a free guy there. But other than that, I'll have to look at the second one on tape. But yeah, confidence in our line, the way we've been running the ball. And I think there's just some feel for the game at that point, that wanting to continue to, at that point, I was kind of striving to either continue drives or keep the possessions going. You know, if it was going to be a longer possession deal, obviously I wanted it to be us having the football. And then if we do give it to them, at least we're giving it to them on not such a long field. We're either going to stop them or it's going to be short. We're going to get it back anyway. So, you know, those moments, you know, you got to feel it. And it's what I felt. And obviously he did a great job making two really big plays.
Okay, let's go to Jason Kersey.
Yeah, Lincoln, following up on that, do you guys practice pulling the ball out of Kennedy's hands on that play? Is that something you guys practice, or was that just a really aware play by Caleb?
It was aware. I mean, it's something we talk about a lot. When you get in, we call them gotta have it situations. And those are where, you know, you're going for it. And we try to really be specific and identify for our guys when those situations are. You're going for it, and there's really nothing to lose at that point. And so we've talked about those things. Do we practice, you know, a guy, you know, flicking a ball back or pulling out of hands? I didn't have a great view of exactly how much Kennedy gave it or Caleb just pulled it out, but we do talk about it. Have we practiced that one? No, you got to give those two kids a bunch of credit. Kennedy for realizing, because Kennedy doesn't, obviously, as we know, doesn't fumble the ball much. So I think Kennedy realized what Caleb was trying to do. They both understood the situation, and it was worth the chance. Like, even if Caleb would have gotten tackled, it would have been, you know, obviously worth the chance to do it. And so it's smart football, and I don't want to take credit for it though. Those guys made that play in a big moment.
Lincoln, are you worried at all about the confidence level in the secondary, if not before today, following what happened this afternoon? Is that a cause for concern?
No, I mean, I just think we've got to play better. I mean, that's kind of like we said last week. I mean, it's that secondary gets better when you start pressuring the quarterback. You know, that secondary gets better when you handle the zone run game and an athletic quarterback better than what we did. The secondary gets better when you're not constantly having, you know, penalties that put them in plus situations. So, you know, we know we've got to continue to get better there. We're looking for that right lineup that we feel like is going to give us a spark, especially with so many guys out. So, you know, kind of like I said before, I think it's going to be a combination of the guys that have been getting all these reps need to take some jumps and need to improve. And then obviously, you know, hope to be able to get a number of these guys back here pretty quickly. And the combination of that needs to be better for us. Yes.
John Hoover.
Thinking it looked like Caleb had some moments where he looked like the true freshman making his first start on the road in a conference game. And then late in the game, you see him stepping up and doing things literally that haven't been done, pulling the ball out and going, you know, breaking 3 tackles on that touchdown run. Just his day overall, sum up his performance for us.
Yeah, he was, you know, he didn't play very good in the first half. You know, I thought more than anything, there was probably a little bit of frustration when we didn't, you know, had low possessions, weren't playing well, you know, especially the interception. I mean, we've got a, you know, back just standing wide open in the flat. And so, those, you know, he's got to be a little bit more composed there. But no, he did. He handled the second half well. I mean, I think he, you know, understood what we were doing, obviously made some important plays. I thought was pretty calm the second half and certainly more settled in.
Okay, let's go to James Howe.
Lincoln, maybe, I know you had so many big plays late that maybe people won't think this way, but you don't score in the first time for the first time in the first half for the first time of your career as the head coach. So the first drive of the second half, I'm curious what you said at the halftime and how important was that drive when you guys come right out and score to get on the board?
Yeah, it was really important because we went out there and then just busted the very first play of the series. It wasn't a good start, but it was a huge drive, no doubt. I mean, we didn't score in any of the 3 possessions in the first half, and we needed to give the team some momentum. We'd started to slow them down some there at the beginning of at the end of the second quarter defensively. So I felt like we could get going offensively. We certainly were I think primed to make a run, but no, it was big. The guys stepped up, made some key plays, so it was huge. Yeah.
Thanks, Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Martinez.
Hey, Lincoln, appreciate you taking time to talk to us. I want to ask you about Shane Witter. He's someone who had a couple really big plays there in the fourth quarter that stopped the forced third down, and then also that quarterback hurry on the next play. Just what did you see out of him on that drive specifically and just in this game?
Yeah, he's a young guy that's getting better, man. He plays really fast, and he can really run, but he's starting to see things more and more. And thought we had a couple errors with a few of our linebackers in some of their zone read game, and Shane came in there and had some really big plays. So he's a young guy that's getting better and better and kind of giving us more reasons to want to continue to throw him the ball or to put him in the game and get him involved. And so, we got to continue to have more young guys step up like that. They're getting these reps, getting that time. I mean, great teams, a large number of the teams kind of steps up in the second half of the year, and some of those early mistakes and some of the freshman ball in the beginning and all that starts to really clean up and polish as you go on. So he's done a good job of it. Need to have more do it like Shane.
Okay, last
Thank
two,
you.
Brandon Drum.
Yeah, Lincoln, they were using that clap method to try to draw you all off sides quite a bit. How much does that, I guess, affect the defensive line and maybe Alex's calls to where, maybe he has an aggressive call? Does it hinder some of the calls, maybe their ability to fire off at the ball, be a little bit more quick twitch just because they have to be a little bit more hesitant?
No, I mean, they practice against our offense every day and we use the exact same thing. So we probably practice against it as much as anybody in the country. So no, I mean, what happens is when you're not focused in the beginning of the game and you jump off sides a few times, then of course they're going to use it more. Everybody's going to be more on edge about it. I mean, again, it's you buy some of that when you're sloppy early. You don't jump, you hold it, do what you need to do. You're probably not going to get as much of that as the game goes on. So again, we're a little bit of our own worst enemy there. So got to be more focused. People are going to hard count you. That's part of college football, but I don't think any effect on our calls. We just got to obviously handle it better.
Okay, last one, Gary.
Can you hear me okay?
Gotcha.
Lincoln, I don't know how much you're aware of it, but, the Kansas radio crew, their Twitter page was sending out the message for everyone to flood the stadium in the second half. Did you notice the stands starting to fill up a little bit more? Did you wonder maybe what was going on? Was there a change maybe in the atmosphere in that game?
No, I didn't notice. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to give you a short answer. I didn't notice it all. I mean, it was one of the better atmospheres that I've been in down here because obviously they were playing well and it was a close ball game. So, but no, I didn't notice that.